Oh, this is evening time, and while NEPA is still functioning for the next 10-15 minutes, uh, yeah, I think we need to address this thing about the economy, where the fact that people aren't following their talents is causing major problem and creating the depression times. If you become too habitual about doing things, you end up not being able to control the next phases of your lives when economies change, and they change usually every 5 years. Women who have been sitting at home had been inventing various things, and during depression time, food is the most important thing that one can find, and the most cost effective products today that are in the market are made in the kitchen. Women aren't told that inventing is part of them simply because that's what is seen in the society. Usually, people put an image of themselves as men, and they are forgetting to take their children with them to work environments. Personally, I had taken upon myself the choice of bringing women to realize that they can have a good time. You can see I'm boiling rice in a cooker. Tomorrow I'm going to make various types of dishes from the cooker. Women need to ease themselves out of thinking that they are supposed to be in the kitchen 24/7. And today gas is getting too expensive, so cooking 3 times a day doesn't work well. uh, Cook once every 3 days and you have free time to do whatever it is that you want to do. Spread your food in the kitchen into rations and let your children know what is possible and what's not possible. uh, yeah, men usually are out and about at work, and I am a child of a grandmother who lived through the war times, and she had the energy to take care of her 3 children after the passing of her husband. And the picture is very much fresh in my mind. Her name is Najia Gabazovna, and she reared 6 of her siblings, one of which is still alive, left. The rest have passed away. Uh, Being a mom almost all her life, working as an electric engineer, allowed me to understand that women aren't just in simple jobs. If you need to get something done for yourself and you can't wait for men to do it, you have to go into those professions. You know, we never look pretty, and this is the side that most men don't like to see. They want to see the old dandy, nice looking woman whom they can come to. And reality is they don't really look at themselves either. So a reality check to you women. Can you really depend on life that you're going to live till old age together? You wish, you hope, isn't it? Uh, yeah. In chef industry, people aren't just earning money through cooking. Best bet to save you money is to have a live garden where you don't have to worry about preservation, you know. Yes, you are going to have to call gardeners to help you manage it. That's the choice. Better that, and they become waiters at the same time. So you need to understand the blend of skills that women need and people generally. I worked in a company called Strabag, construction company for roadworks, and their policy was to rotate me through various departments. Hence, I have all-rounder skills. You see, NEPA has gone off as usual. You know, we need batteries in this town that work well. Yeah, the aim of doing business in this country is very displeasing, and hence you can work at nights and make various presentations and then edit it. Editing is a very interesting job. It requires attention to detail. A lot of symbolics are involved, and things mean something. What does a dress mean? What does a shirt mean? What does a trouser? It takes a mindset to create things, and people attribute various cultural beliefs towards the things they do. One distressing factor about people is that they attach too much sentiment to things. And usually in a domestic environment, when you're attached too much to things, you're stressing yourself instead of being yourself. Having to please neighbors to look good and well managed causes distress for you in how you relate to your spouses and children. And the habit of people judging people based on how their houses look or what their furniture is like. You know what I'll tell to those kind of people? Why don't you make those things that you think others should have rather than talking about what other people have? People don't know how to mind their business, always putting money as an ideology for success. Success represents achieving things, achieving your goals, achieving your aims, your dreams. And when you are too focused on money, you lose your talents, you lose your intuition, you lose your sense of self. And no matter what you think you will achieve in monetary gains, you end up disappointed with it, because at the end of the day, most human beings are looking for recognition from others because they didn't get it from their parents. You know, um, bringing up children, showing how other children are in example, is a way to belittle your child's worth. You know, uh, your children don't look like other children, and they are not living in the circumstances of other children. So pinpointing other people's strengths and weaknesses has to have a certain level of caution. Great people speak ideas, little people speak of other people. There comes a time when you have to realize that there is a place for everything. There's a space and time for everything. The money industry has taken over the idea that a human being is less important than what they produce. I would like to again repeat that money is a representation of somebody's skill. It's a record of people's histories and ideas and ideologies, inventions, actions. So even me just farting can bring money in. In today's business, making sounds of various kinds forms a good base for making returns, and the most quirkiest and weirdest sounds that you can make sells a lot. You know, so what type of sounds are we going to be making in order to sell? You have to crack every single bit when it comes to making money. And after the sounds have been made, you can hear the crickets. In cities now, you can't even hear any bird, not a cricket, not a moment of nature any longer. So sitting down in cities will actually not gain you anything. I sound quite disappointed right now, but that's the reality of things. Night time is the right time. We have to understand that there are different quarters on time that people are in, and the farmer's orientation that everybody must wake up 6 o'clock in the morning in order to be successful doesn't really work, because we have a lot of people who have worked 9 to 5 and they're feeling lousy. So we need to be objective about this. There are different types of jobs. There are people who work in securities at nights. Right now in Nigeria, there's such a waste of time during the night, where a lot of people don't know that there are analysts and bankers working nighttime. A lot of creative arts happens in the nighttime because everything is quiet, everywhere is peaceful, there's no heat. So ask yourselves the adequate questions when you're going into business. Leaders usually spend those quiet times at nights, so workers, they need to know that they can take shifts. You see, the notion that some business people have is that if their staff is sitting for 8 hours or 12 hours in the office, that means they are achieving anything. Do you know what really goes on in the heads of people when they are sitting at the job, just staring at paperwork or computers or whatever, and their minds are going towards their family, relatives, this, that, all that accumulates into the failure of a business. So actually saying to a staff that they must sit down for hours on end in an office is not the right management approach. Oh, it's night. It's really good, isn't it? I can see the stars. You don't come out at night really to give yourself therapy, don't you? It's cool, it's calm, collected people that usually work at nights. Yeah, you can hear animals. You can be in tune with nature back again. Human beings aren't supposed to be sitting inside the houses 24/7. Four walls, that causes claustrophobia, where they can't come out afterwards during the daytime feeling like human beings. There are certain camping services that one can provide during the night time where you can roast some yams, potatoes, meats, sit around, joke, talk stories, speak in therapy, instead of during the daytime when it's heat and everybody is focused on visual representations of themselves rather than hearing their voices. There was a fable I heard of how the Red Indians used to train their sons. They would go to a forest, they would sit, and they would make different animal sounds. And they would close the eyes of the person that they are initiating into the clan, and then they would, the type of sound that the person accepts, that's the totem that they would give the person. So we all have animal instincts and definitions within ourselves. So yeah, I hope the story meets you well. Boa speaking. Have a good time.